Well, it is back to KwaZulu-Natal for our first local meeting for the new week. It is a Tuesday racing on the Hollywood Bets at Gravel Poly track. 12:30 is the off time of the first of eight, and we really need to get back on the horse, so to speak, rapidly because the Sunday racing at Hollywood Bets, the Scottsville and Peter Mansburg was very tough. When you get a pick six paying 300,000, the bipod even that paid well for a five-legged bipod, 127 rand. We could go on and on and on. But that is last week. Let's put that behind us and now look ahead to Hollywood Bets Gravel Racing. Race number one is over the 1400 meters. It is on the poly track, and we get straight into a bipod. We have a scratching, and that is the five Long Street. And on the other side on the line is Mr. Gary John. I know he would have taken a bit of a hammering as well, as did most punters who took part in racing on Sunday. Gary John, let's hope we get back on the horse rapidly. A very good morning to you.
Very good morning to you too, Cecil. Yes, I'm still licking my wounds from Sunday. Hopefully today we can turn the tables and recover some money. Just speaking on the first race, my best bet comes up Zolta Star for Pulla and Sereno stays on it. I really like its last run to Grand Occasion. I do feel the 1600 was a bit far for it. It did get bumped twice and clipped heels. And just going back to its Joburg run to Sonic Jet, this run really catches my eye. I do know there's been two direct winners, Sonic Jet coming out to beat a decent field and Locker Macaroon. And there's been a few seconds out this form line. I really feel this horse is the right horse today in this field. And I think the price at 28 to 10 is a very good price. Just speaking on a danger, if you guys want to try beat it, I think the danger will come from Mistress Rebecca. Expect a lot of improvement from it. And this horse tilted. Its previous form was very good, but I don't know what's gone wrong with this horse recently. It does hit the front quite early, and then something just seems to go amiss. So it's very hard to trust this horse. But I really like Zolta Star. Yeah, I think it'll get it right. It's cracked the right bunch, and the drop back to the 1400 should be the trick.
All right, so he is going with the recently relocated number seven Zolta Star in the colors of DJ Jazzy D, and of course a well-related sort, a sibling to a certain Ambiorix who won a grade one as a 2-year-old, the gold medallion at only the third time on the track. So let's hope that pedigree plays a part. 118 rand, just 18 rand is the way to go. That's a full outlay for the first exotic on Tuesday. There'll be a 35 minute interval rather, between races one and two. So that renders race two, the first leg of the PA, off at 1:05. This is a conditional maiden, and they're going over the 1200 meters. We have an odds-on favorite in the form of the Duncan House trained number one, Zena Rose. They had a good winner along with jockey Kabila Matsunyana, who seems to be really flourishing as far as that relationship with Duncan House goes in KZN. They are at 8 to 10. 22 to 10 is the four head girl. Number six Fantasy League is at 8 to 1, 10 to 1, and a better bar those. Now, Gary John, just looking back at your bipod, you did bank at the one in that second leg of the bipod. It is at 8 to 10. And obviously, the run of La Madalena in race number one should give us a pointer as to how confident we can be about Zena Rose. Of course, was in front of La Madalena behind a Happy Fortune.
Yes, Cecil, that will give us a strong indication on the form line. But I do feel this horse, Zena Rose, has dropped a bit in class. I know it's a maiden field, but I feel that it's running stronger maidens than it is in today. And also, I found this horse very hard to beat. Last time it was drawn 9 out of 12, showed a lot of speed, and in its run before to Lady of Distinction, this horse showed a lot of speed. Now dropping back to the 1200 with a plum draw on the poly, very hard to beat in my eyes. I do see it does have Fantasy League held on the Happy Fortune run, and just looking at Head Girl, I think Head Girl will be in the top three. I just feel this horse has had a lot of chances. It's had 18 runs in its career, and it just seems to run second, third, and looks around for company. I don't see Zena Rose getting beaten in this field today. I know it's very short. I wouldn't be backing it at 8 to 10, but very hard to find any sort of question mark. PA and Barpot Banker definitely. If you're looking to for a trifecta, maybe Banker 1 by 4-6 by 4-6, but I definitely think Zena Rose is going to get it right.
Yeah, just a word of caution. It is a condition on the maiden, so that may just be something to take on board. But as you say, hard to beat at 8-10. Zena Rose. Let's hope the bookmakers are right. That's the first leg of the PA getting underway at 1:05. We get into our first handicap, and with that, we commence the pick six. That is race number 3, due off at 20 minutes to 2 on a Tuesday. It is a follow in the box seat podcast, Phillies Mares 84, and they're going over the 1,000 meters. Now, the favorite is the 3, Yui, and that is 22-10. Number 5, War Empress, is 33-10. Number 4, Gaelic Dancer, raider from Gauteng, Robin Clausen's taking a string down, 9-2, it's 11-2, and a better bar those. So that is race number 3, 13-40. Here's the off time, Yui, looking to follow up from that last win at Scotland, yielding going and back on the potty where it had a run at 2 runs back, not the worst behind the Jane's vision. Yui, Gaelic Dancer. Now, there was a word out last time out for Gaelic Dancer. Wasn't disgraced, finishing 5 lengths behind the King of Venus, and certainly a good value at 9-2.
Cecil, I have to agree with you with Gaelic Dancer. I know the stable did think a bit highly of this horse in its career, and I feel like that it's run against a lot stronger than what it's taking on today. This Joburg form line looks really decent. Just noting in its last race, Chieftain was in there, Xantar, Aralina, Lovegrass. These horses are decent horses in my eyes. One horse that does catch my eye, but it's one from course and distance is Red Roses 2. I feel like it can also crack it right. Today it's at 6-1. I see a lot of value in this horse. And then just speaking on another horse called like the likes of Simple. I know it's a very in and out horse, but once again, if it brings its best foot forward, should be right up there. And I do see the speed being on. Once again, I found this race very hard to dissect. I can make a case for all of them. Yumi, War Empress, they all have chances in my eyes. I found it very hard to give the first choice here. But if there was any horse, I'd give as my first selection, it would be number 2, Red Roses 2, and my second selection, number 4, Gaelic Dancer.
Okay, so I see you've really gone wide here, just to not take any chances at all. As you say, simple. That rating once upon a time peaked at 93. Be aware of that off time, 20 minutes to 2 to that first leg of the pick six. That is race number 3. We're back in maiden company for race number 4. This is going to be over the 1,600 meters. First leg of jackpot, one off at 2:15. And the favorite again is in the same colors as the preceding favorite. That is in the colors of the Hollywood. And that is Uzwano at 14-10. 23-10 about the 2 Rolu, the Viking. And then you've got the 7, a Chili Bomb at 11-2. 6-1 is number 3, and that is Vencedor. Now, race number 4, I see you have gone quite aggressively here with the Roller the Viking as your banker. Brassing Uzwano, the favorite. A very, very good second run.
Yes, Cecil. I've banked Roller the Viking and everything. I feel today's it's cracked the right bunch. And just noting that Roller the Viking and Uzwano have met on the run to Got the Word. I do know it was Uzwano's first run, and it was very far back that day from a bad draw. And also, just knowing that I'm just a bit scared of Uzwano, as the stable's been very flat, Kanamea. So I'm not too sure what to expect. And it's also having its first run on the poly, which is a slight question mark for me in my eyes. I do know it had a good last run. But just going back to Roller the Viking, I feel the 1900 was too far for it last time. It did move up like it was going to go past them. So maybe the drop back to the 16 is exactly what they need with a good draw. It's had one run on the poly. It wasn't the strongest bunch, but it's not taking on the strongest bunch today. So I had to lean towards it, especially knowing it's tried the surface. And I think this should be definitely also, once again, it should be a PA bar pot bank. I know I've banked it in my pick six and jackpots. I had to take a chance somewhere. So I took my chance over here.
So race 4, it will be either duck or dinner, as Johnny Giroda says. It is a banker in everything, number 2. But of course, you've also got the cover of Jackpot 2, which starts race 5. That is Jackpot 1, that starts race 4, and that off time is a quarter past 2. 12 Rand is the outlay to that full unit. Right, back in a handicap as we start the second half of an 8-racer program. It's Ameritrade at 74. It's over the mile, and this will be the start of our second and final jackpot of the afternoon at Hollywood Bets and Gravel on the Polytrack. And here we've got number 3, Fair Advantage, your favorite at 17 to 10. The 1 Fish Eagle is at 4 to 1. Then you've got the 6, the young Buggalugs, that is at 9 to 2, and 5 to 1 is the price about number 5, and that is Forced to Do, another of the Raiders from the Clarkson stable. 7s and better, bar those quoted runners. This is an interesting race. Fair Advantage 17 to 10. Renews rivalries with 1 or 2 on previous runs. The likes of Sweeper Keeper met Fair Advantage, and that would be 5 kilos better off with Fair Advantage for a 3.10 length beaten by Fair Advantage. And then you've got National Award meeting up with Fair Advantage, and then in this instance is 4 kgs better off, and again that was for a 4.5 kg beating. 17 to 10, that sounds suddenly a bit skinny for me.
Cecil, this race here, I do feel it is a bit skinny, but the horse is 2 from 2 course and distance. So I find it very hard to look past it. I wouldn't look too much into the weights here because it was going away from them that day. And I feel like its last run was a very strong bunch. I make the clear danger here, Fish Eagle. I think its form line's very strong. Also, once again, I feel like it's dropped a bit in class. Just going back to its run to Imperial Power, and neither here nor there. I feel like there was some nice strong horses in both these fields, and just knowing there's been winners out of the form line, so I made it between the 2 horses, 1 and 3. I do have a little bit of respect for number 4, Green Valkyrie, the filly in the race, but also once again carrying top weight against Open Company, going to be very hard for her to win, and she should be in the places though. But I do make it strong between 1 and 3. And then just speaking about the Joburg Raider, it did run 2.3 lengths to Kings Island on the Polytrack. But I feel that this wasn't a true reflection of that race because a horse called Irish Luck sort of went and missed that and took out quite a lot of horses behind it, which gave obviously the front runners a bit of an advantage. So I'm strong in the camp of number 1 and 3 for Exotics. I think they should be fighting it out definitely.
Okay, 1, 3, and 4, though. That is what the jackpot will show in that first leg. And the outlay, again, a very, very inexpensive outlay, 12 Rand. You could use that as a template and maybe add 1 or 2 or just take it as it is. Could be the day that Gary John reaps great, great rewards at Hollywood Bets Gravel. Last chance to get involved in a pick 3 will be with the running of race number 6 at Hollywood Bets and Gravel. We're on the Poly for our first local meeting, which will be Tuesday. We are on a Monday, looking ahead to that Tuesday meeting. This is the Fillies and Mares 74, and they're going over the 1900 meters. And now the favorite in our latest race number 6, that will be the 2 off limits in the colors of Mr. Mario Ferreira, and that is at 2 to 1. Number 1, Linger No More, 3 to 1. Number 4, Red Knot, good to see Alston and Zelina rating 9 to 2. It is 15 to 2 and better bar those. Now talking about the 4, Red Knot, please take note, we'll race with the blinkers on a Tuesday. And there's a form update about the 5, Summerland, who is a part of a useful coupling with the second favorite, number 1, Linger No More. Finished 6th. But that is just 4.25 lengths behind the winner, who was Vava Vegas at the VAR last Thursday over a distance of 1,700 meters in a 10-runner field. So comes in a decent form. So where are your loyalties to race number 6? You went with the Nell stable in race number 5 as your first choice.
Yes, Cecil. This is my value bet for the day. I do feel this is... This horse that's 7.5 to 1 is a friendly price to us. I'm willing to ignore its last run. Obviously, something went amiss, but there's a few runs that catch my eye. Just going back to its run where it beat Woodland Glade on the Poly over the 1900. There's been a horse like Woodland Glade that's come out to win twice. then ran against the boys and nearly popped up the other day. And also horse like Doctor's Orders that come on 1-1 twice. I do see that Off Limits does have it held on the Casoton run and in its last run, but I'm expecting Summer Song to reverse the form line on it. Maybe that could also be a nice swing in the race 2 and 7. I do have respect for Off Limits, of course, but I just feel that that if this horse Summer Song is up there in front today, quite handy, I'm expecting a huge run. Rachel knows the horse. She's taking the 1.5 off. So I'm really strong in the camps here of Summer Song with obviously the danger being Off Limits. And then just going back to Linger No More, where it's run behind Doctor's Orders, and knowing that Off Limits and Summer Song does have Doctor's Orders held on its on the runway at beat Woodland Clay. So I think there's a lot of value in here. If the right Summer Song rocks up at the race course, expect a huge run. Should be definitely fighting it out at the finish.
Well, there's a man. His each way selection is in race 6, number 7, Summer Song. So that could augur well for the stable of Andre Nel. They've got the fair advantage of favourite in race number 5. And in race number 6, Summer Song, 15-2, good each way value. Right, on to our penultimate race on the afternoon, and a very competitive race it promises to be. This is the bet with Tab Gold, the intelligent bet measure rated 75 is over the 19 once again. A field of 8, and you could make a case for quite a few. The betting, what does that suggest? It is Fine Admiral, rather, the favourite with number 5, Duke of Africa, both priced up at 28-10. Early doors yet, 4-1 about the 3 all around the world. The 7, Send Me, is at 9-2. Number 8, Blazing Light, 7-1, 12-1, and Better Bar those. This is a very nice race, Mr. Gary John. It is over the 1900 meters. The lowly handicap merit rate is 75, but quite a few who have a good turn of foot on the poly track.
Yes, Cecil. There's some nice consistent sorts here in this race. My first choice is Fine Admiral. It's a clear first choice. Its last 2 runs have been on the poly, both for wins, one over 1600 and one over 1900. So I do feel the 1900 poly is right for this horse. Once again, stable and jockey. I really like the combination. I do know Tom's Act does have it held by 2.6 lengths on the 1900 on the 1st of May. But Fine Admiral was very unlucky that day, and it came from a long way back. So today, obviously, I do think it is definitely the right horse over those 2. And then just speaking on Duke of Africa, a great run, a great win last time, won with a ton in hand. It's just only had 2 wins in its career, so I'm a bit skeptical on this, and also it did take a lot of time to break its maiden. I'm not sure what to make of its last run. Was it a fluke or not? But it did beat decent horses. It wasn't against the worst bunch. And then speaking on the stable companion, Banzai Pipeline, I just feel that Fine Admiral is the stable elect here. So I'm strong in the force here of Fine Admiral. I've banked it in all my exotics. I also suggest a 1 bet on it. I think this horse will get the hat trick right today.
Okay, so confident about Fine Admiral. Lots of value in the race as well if you shop around. But let's go with our analyst, Mr. Gary John. 5-2, Fine Admiral. That is, in fact, 28-10. Our co-favorite with the 5. That is the 2 and 5. 28-10, race 7. Well, we've only had 2 scratchings come through on this Monday for Tuesday racing. The first one was in race number 1, the opener. That is at 12:30, number 5, Long Street. And then race number 8, coming along at the same time, the 1, McCarty. That has also been a scratch. But looking at the betting, you've got the 2, and that is Porforio. That is your favorite, is a 6-time race over the course and distance for a win, and 3 other placings. That is your favorite at 2-1. 4-1 is number 4, Pakimali. Number 3, Roy Taking Off, is at 9-2, along with the 8, that is Brass Bell, also at 9-2, 5-1, and Better Bar those. Kabela Mazinyani, well, was quite pleasantly surprised to come through and win on Brass Bell last time out. I was actually congratulating him, and he thought he was actually going to possibly at best run a place, but he won. And as I say, they're doing very well together with trainer Duncan Alls.
Yes, Cecil, I have to agree. Once again, the trainer and jockey combination very strong at the moment. And this race here I found very open. In my jackpot too, I did take a chance in Bangkok Porphyrio. I do feel Porphyrio gets to the front, which it does look like it, because I don't see the speed being on here. I think it's going to get a very soft lead, and if it gets away from them, it can definitely win in my eyes. Obviously, if he doesn't get to the front, I think there could be a bit of a predicament there, and there could be a result. Like, I agree with you, you have to respect Brassball. I've opted for an exacta Porphyrio and Rafiki. I think this exacta box, it'll cost you R2. I think it's a really good exacta. And just speaking on Rafiki, came off a rest last time. I'm willing to ignore that run, and it has before that it's 2 out of 3 runs. So this horse Rafiki also once again run. I think this horse is dropping in class. I do see Porphyrio does have it held when they met on the 13th of September. So you've got to lean towards Porphyrio over Rafiki. I think they will be fighting it out. But once again, a bit of an open race. Once you look past those two, I think every horse can win.
Gary John and his selections for Hollywood Bets are Greyville on Tuesday, the 10th of December, 2024. And that starts with the first of 8 at 12:30.